Okay, 25th of March. Welcome to the Daily Investment Show, where we go through ASX US indices, subsectors and commodity prices, looking where to invest money. So we start off with the ASX, so we go to a daily chart. So we're having a bounce. Still got to really clear these levels here. We have made our targeted move, so they're still bombing each other over there. But it's funny how Trump's 5 days finishes on the weekend. So the financial sector. So it's still expecting a drop in the financials, or flat to drop. Materials. So the materials have had their walloping. So materials are back in the game. We've got materials over financials. So you want to be switching your banks for the miners. Okay, energy stocks. So energy shares hit a resistance level here. So we'll have a look at the oil prices. Gold miners finally had their bounce today. So it's interesting, they all got to their measured moves. So yesterday, today, good day to buy them. What have we got here? The gold miners over the materials. So they had been outperforming. So the gold miners, and I think they will They will outperform the materials sector. Our tech sector just doesn't want to get involved really. And look at the underlying shares; none of them look really exciting. The discretionary sector. So have they been oversold? Maybe a little bounce. Not the most exciting place to invest though. Okay, America. So the VIX is still elevated. So there's no risk off. If we look at the S&P 500, so this is the opening hours one. So it is setting up for a bullish move, but it's got to do it first. So if we look at the futures, so the futures is basically where it's sort of so there's no signal there. The Nasdaq. This is the opening hours one. So at support, the futures still not giving any indication. Okay, so this is the Nasdaq over the S&P 500. So for the S&P 500 to be going up, you want to see the Nasdaq outperforming the S&P 500. So it's setting up to, but it hasn't yet. Like we look back here in 2022 on the S&P 500. That was this period here when the S&P went down. So these guys here, the Magnificent Seven, so they need to get some giddy up, and this guy here, Nvidia, he needs to get some giddy up. I heard them talking about building data centers in space today. Alright, so the backbone, so semiconductors. So again, if we want the Nasdaq going up, you need this is semiconductors over the Nasdaq. You need the semiconductors leading the Nasdaq, so all good. Financials still undecided really. Materials in America. So they're having a bit of a bounce. So energy's still strong. Gold miners, I think they'll have their. We'll have a look at the gold price. It started moving, so I think we'll find tomorrow there'll be a nice green candle there in the American gold miners. Okay, Israel. So you wouldn't think there's a war going on, although the top holding of Israel is this guy here, who's a defence contractor, so that might be a hint. Dubai. So the Dubai share market. So it hasn't given us a drop below or a break above. It finishes another week in here. That's probably what's going to happen. It'll just sit in here, and then on the weekend Trump will announce something, and it'll either go dut or dut. Dubai real estate. So still down. India. So India had a bit of a bounce today. China. So still more work to do. Emerging markets. It's probably safe just to get a combo of them all. Emerging markets. What's this? Materials over emerging markets. So this here is the materials outperforming the emerging markets. So I think that will continue over the years. Okay, your high growth super fund back above resistance there. VGS. So a bit more work to do. Okay, interest rates. Okay, so we are on. So they've run. It's a lot of expectations. It's basically 1 whole percent. It's run. So market's probably maybe got a bit ahead of itself. That's the 1 year, the 5 year. So at this stage, the trend is still up. So your bond prices, Australian bond prices, so they have a bit of a rally with the drop in rates. US 5 year, US 1 year. So they're having a bit of a pullback. So international bonds, so a bit of a recovery with a drop in rates. US dollar, you got a daily chart. So still undecided really. It's not bearish nor bullish. The Aussie dollar. So you say the same for that. The commodity index, the Bible. So the channel's Bible. Join the channel, $10 a month. ASX US shares, ETFs. So commodities over the S&P 500. So that's the theme. Okay, gold. As we go to the 2 hour. Okay, so we've made it. We'll look at the daily chart. We'll stick 4 hours. So technically we've made a higher low and now a higher high. So now we've got to make a top somewhere and then make another higher low. So we're not out of the woods, but baby steps. So Aussie dollar gold. So that's bounced as well. So gold over the S&P 500. Very strong bounce. Gold to outperform the S&P 500. Girlfriend. So silver. We'll go to the 2 hour. Oh yeah, that was. So we got a little. This looks a bit better than gold, I reckon. Got a bit of a head and shoulders here. So target price, $80. But anyway, with the same. So we've got a higher low. So now we've got to be nice to clear that level, clear it, come back somewhere here and higher low, and then that'll be the next test up here. Gold over oil. Okay. So interestingly, it got to this support level here. So is gold going to start to outperform oil now? We'll have a look at oil a bit later. So platinum. Go to a daily. So still expecting a little bit more down on palladium. I think at the bottom's in. Dr. Copper. So he's looking all right. Looks like this support may just hold here. Oil. Okay, so the oil's still holding the 20 day. So a bearish move would be short term. Medium term, you can't say it's bearish at this stage. If we look at the futures, so this is the December futures, they're pricing in at 74, so it hasn't like collapsed. So Brent, so this is more the Asian price. So is there, okay, so the premium, so the Asian premium's disappearing, so a bit more relief. Okay, the Oman, so this is the oil that you can get from, doesn't have to come through the strait, so that premium's peeling away. Natural gas in America, just flat. So Asian natural gas spot, so it's still relatively high. I think this will be the one that sticks. Okay, this is our East Coast gas prices, so nothing there. Okay, iron ore, getting a bit scared of the heights up here. So lithium still at highs, long way to go. Spot uranium, so not much action there, and not overly. It's a very illiquid market though, so it's hard. Coal's still holding up quite well though. That's thermal coal. Coking coal, no. Nickel. So nickel's still hanging in there. Aluminium, hanging in there. How's our food going? So soybeans. Yeah, consolidation. Corn, nice consolidation. Wheat, so wheat's come back, test support. Cane's ripping. Look at that. And as we'll finish off with a cup of coffee. So coffee prices heading up. Alright, that's today's wrap. If you enjoyed that, give us a like, give us a hype. And see you tomorrow.